In this video, we'll look at some of the viewing options in Fusion 360. Start with, we'll go and update preferences in the upper right-hand corner. I'm using Pan, Zoom, Orbit Shortcuts, SolidWorks setting. To zoom in and out, you can use the center scroll wheel and roll it back and forth. Allows you to go in and out. To rotate your part freehand, you can use the center scroll wheel and select an area. While holding it, you can rotate the part around. If you want to zoom in to a specific face, select the face and select Look At. There's also a series of selection options down at the bottom screen here. So if you don't have a center mouse wheel, you can select the orbit option and left click and drag around, and you can manipulate where it drags to. To exit out of the orbit option, hit escape. There's some other features. You can do multiple viewpoints ports down at the bottom. And various zoom and pan features. Escape will exit out of any of the features that you've selected. Now in the upper right-hand corner, we also have a view cube, which automatically snaps to the plane that's been selected. And you can rotate around using the rotate tabs. There's also, you can set a home view. So currently our home view is isometric view with the front and right. If we want to reset that to, say, the top view, we can right click on the home, set current view, and we can either fix the distance so it would match the distance that we currently see, or we can fit to view, which will zoom it in to fit. So now our home view, if we rotate around, every time we select home, it'll go back to that setting that we've just selected. Now you also have the timeline at the bottom will allow you to scale back features that have been performed to see, when things were generated within that timeline, suppressing the later features. You can also hover over a feature and it will tell you its name, and if you click on it, it tells you what it generated or what function it was performing. You can see where it happened. We also have the ability to see up in this left-hand side the different elements that comprise this part. So it's comprised of sketches and bodies at the moment, and there's also the original origin, which shows the planes, the working planes. So just by selecting the light bulb, you can select, or you can show and not show these elements. This comes in really handy if you're trying to perform tasks in an area and a body's in the way or a sketch is in the way. And one of the last features to look at is the inspect tool. We have the ability to measure parts. We also have the ability to cut a center section. So when we want to cut a section, we just need to select an element to start with, and then we give it a direction. So we can drag it. We can input exact values for the section cut. We can rotate the section around. And if we need a specific value, we can input that, and we can rotate it in another direction. So you can get multiple pretty crazy looking angle cuts. And this is just for analysis to see what's happening in these areas. And we've created now an analysis tab up in the left-hand side. So if we open that, we deselect, we hide that analysis, it goes back to its default. You can rename these. It comes in handy if you have multiple section views. And of course, we can suppress it. So that concludes the views tutorial.